Regular monthly meeting of the Stratford Town Council. I'd like to welcome everyone and thank everyone for coming. And I'd like to welcome Corporal Painter. Thank you for coming, Corporal. Nice to see you again. And also, before we start, I want to express condolences to Councillor Jeff McDonald and his family. Councillor Jeff McDonald lost his father this past week, and on behalf of Council and the town, I want to express our deepest condolences to Jeff and to his family, to his whole family. So, first item on our agenda is to acknowledge the land upon which we gather is the unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq, and we pay our respects to the Indigenous Mi'kmaq people of this territory, past, present, and future. The second item on the agenda, I'll ask for a declaration. If there's anyone around the table who has a conflict of interest, I'll ask them to declare so now. If not, we'll go to approval of the agenda. So the agenda is in your package. If there are any additions, deletions, or changes to the agenda, now's the time to speak. If not, I'll ask for a motion for approval of the agenda. Thank you. Second, moved by the Deputy Mayor, seconded by Councillor Chandler. Thank you. The minutes of our regular monthly meeting of, I guess that was March 18th, 2026. The minutes of that meeting are in your package. If there's anyone want to propose any additions, deletions, or changes to those minutes? Maybe speak into the mic. Yeah.
Very minor issue on the safety services report. On part of the report, they're referring to Constable Dowling as Constable Downing. Just a typographical error on several occasions, and on item
Downey?
Yeah.
D-O-W-N-E-Y?
Yeah, D-O-W-N-I-N-G, but it's D-O-W-L-I-N-G.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Very minor thing.
Okay, that's been noted. I noticed that it's been noted. So with that proposed change, would someone like to propose a motion for those amended minutes? Councillor Cox, seconder. Councillor Chandler, thank you. All those in favor? Anyone against? Motion carried. I guess, did I ask for a vote on the approval of the agenda? I did? Okay, great. Okay. Any business arising from the minutes of our last regular monthly meeting that we won't be covering here tonight? If not, any presentations from the floor? Jeremy? No? We'll go to my report, and it's in your package. Obviously, it was a tough month for the town, mourning the loss of our esteemed CAO, Jeremy Crosby. It's been a difficult month, and we've somehow gotten through it. So my report is in your package. Just a couple of highlights. The accessible taxi file is still ongoing. We're working with other municipalities in the area to make that service available to Stratford residents and capital area residents. And I think we're in the last just a few details to be worked out, and I think it'll be in place very soon. Participating in a meeting with the Stratford Lions Club. They have difficulty finding a meeting place, and we're working with them. I know that we've made this space available to them on several occasions. One of the issues is storage space. They need a spot to have their materials so they don't have to move them from me every time they have a meeting. So we're working with them on that. The Finance Committee meeting, that was, although I wasn't able to attend, they did have a good look at the budget, and were provided, they took a good look at it and approved the town operating and capital and all the associated budgets, provided that approval, and that's subsequently been approved at our special council meeting. A couple of interviews about the budget and about the loss of our Councillor Jody Jackson. As I said to them, we wish him well and hope that, we miss him around the table and wish him all the best. I was very honored to accept the Heritage Awards along with the Deputy Mayor. We went down to Summerside, and the town received two Heritage Awards, one for the Poppy Project to all the people, the volunteers. It, I think it was led by Melanie Weatherby and the recreation staff. I'm not sure, Wendy, who else was involved in the Poppy Project, but there was quite a... Pardon? She was the lead, yeah. Melanie did a great job, and so she's that was one award. The other award was for the 30th anniversary Legacy Book Project, where youth collected stories from older residents, longer term residents, and some new residents, I guess, and put them in the Legacy book. And I think you led that, Wendy. That was your file, along with a couple of others. Yeah, Jade Vera. So anyway, kudos to all those people. I think it makes the town look really good. We're the only municipality that was recognized at the Heritage Awards, so we hold heritage very, very dear to our hearts. So it's really important to this town to preserve our heritage. We're a new town, and we recognize that in the future, some of the things that seem not that old right now will be part of our heritage in the future. So we want to make sure that we look and we preserve those. As I said, we had a special council meeting to approve the town budget, and it was a difficult budget. But as I said at the meeting, we're getting value for our expenditures, and I hope taxpayers in the town feel the same way, that we will have assets in excess of $100 million for 30-cent and 50-cent dollars. So it will be, it is good value for the money that's being spent. FPEIM was quite active. There's a new executive director, Sanya Sen, and we're working on a number of files, one being a reboot of the PACE program, a little different format, or the SWITCH program, which will provide assistance to homeowners to retrofit their homes for energy efficiency. So that's hopefully coming soon. They've received funding from the Federation of Canadian Municipalities Green Fund for that project, and so that hopefully will be unveiled in the very near future. So it's been, I guess one of the fun things I got to go to was a Meals on Wheels Easter tea, and I just wanted to thank those volunteers for their invaluable service. There are 10 people on the waiting list in Stratford, so hopefully we can find, provide assistance to that organization so that those 10 people are able to obtain the service as well. Pardon? No, I don't, but I know we have 7 routes, and they probably gave it to me, but I don't think I wrote it down in my notes. I put it in my other book, sorry. So there's it's really being well. It's a good take-up rate. The business summit yesterday, I attended that with acting CAO Jeremy Pierce, and we got to hear the not sure what his cabinet post is, Intergovernmental Affairs Minister Dominic LeBlanc and the Premier both spoke about some of the recent challenges, about the impact of tariffs on PEI, and I guess we were interested in it from the perspective of Stratford, how it's going to impact on us. And so anyway, we were able to get some insight into that. As well, columnist Andrew Coyne spoke and provided insight into sort of the world as it is, and what the impact of world events is going to have on the PEI economy, and also as a result on the Stratford economy. So anyway, that was time well spent. Yeah, so met with a few residents and staff members. Other than that, it was a difficult month though, because we had the loss of our CAO, which really we're still struggling with, and I know that everyone feels badly, and we really feel badly for the family, and hope they're doing well. Any questions or comments on my report? If not, we'll go to the Chief Administrative Officer report. I'll ask Acting CAO Jeremy Pierce to give his report.
Thank you. First off, I'd just like to acknowledge, and on behalf of staff as well, our condolences to the family of Councillor Jeff McDonald on the passing of a family member. It's never easy, and our thoughts are with him and his family right now. Last month, as you mentioned, has been a different one here within the town. I think everybody's still trying to process the loss of our former CAO, and everybody, I just want to say thanks to all our staff, our directors, our management team, and all staff at every level, because everybody is still trying to process that, and but at the same time has been professional and have come into work every day and put their best foot forward, and which I know hasn't been easy. So, and I just want to say thank you to everybody for that. And it's been very helpful for me as well. Over the past month, it's been an extremely busy schedule. It seems like I've attended every meeting in Stratford within the last month, but it was good to get acclimated with the Finance Committee, the Planning Committee, and of course the Recreation and Cultural Events Committees, as well as Sustainability, which was unfortunately canceled, but we'll get that one back on the docket here soon. Also attended a CADC meeting this past month. Wendy Watts will be attending those on behalf of the town going forward, which was a good insight as to what projects are in the queue for the greater Charlottetown area, and we will be working with CADC on several of our own projects going forward to try to get them more involved within our community. Was fortunate enough to deliver a staff lunch and learn on the community campus for all our staff, which was well attended. It was good. It's a great project for the town, and to have everybody aware of the project and how it started and where we're going to has been great. And with that, I want to say thank you to Carter Livingston, Jeannie Woodard, Maddie Crowell for taking the time to go over the 11 RFPs that we received for the architectural design of the Wellness Center. It was a lengthy process. It was great to go over those documents, those submissions, and ultimately one will hopefully be awarded here later this evening. Had a couple of meetings in regards to transit, the ongoing negotiations with the transit provider. Met with Charlottetown and Cornwall to try to outline the terms of the CATCC agreement before we reach a final agreement ultimately in time with T3. And also want to say thanks for meeting with the Lions Club and the Mayflower Seniors Club, two outstanding community service-oriented groups. So we always talk on different levels, but at the grassroots level, those community groups provide a great foundation and provide great service to our seniors and all our to a variety of groups around our community. So just want to say thanks to them. And the other one I'd like to acknowledge is meeting with Dave Milligan of the Crossroads Fire Department. It was it's a new file for myself, and it was great to get a first-hand perspective of the fire department from his account. And we met for about an hour and a half, and look forward to future meetings with them because, again, they provide an invaluable service to our community. So, and last, I'd just like to acknowledge Rachel Arsenault. Rachel Arsenault is the new acting director of Recreation, Culture, and Events for the foreseeable future. So, Rachel, thank you for stepping up in that capacity. And also I'd like to say, and I'd also like to acknowledge Kim O'Connell taking on the additional roles and responsibility of acting deputy CAO for the foreseeable future. So thank you, Kim. And that's my report.
Thank you, Jeremy. Okay, and I neglected at the start to inform council also of changes to committees as a result of the loss of our Councillor Jody Jackson. I've asked Jeff McDonald to take over the chair of finance, which he's agreed to do, and I've asked Ron Dowling to take over the chair of, you're vice chair now of finance? Yes. Ron Dowling to take over the vice chair of finance. And I've asked Councillor Gordy Cox to take over as vice chair of the infrastructure committee, and he's agreed to do so. So thank you all for stepping up. Appreciate it. With that, I will ask Safety Services. I'll ask Councillor Ron Dowling to give his report.
Thank you, Worship. I just want to start by also expressing my condolences to our council colleague, Jeff McDonald, and his family and passing his father. We will find solace amongst themselves and remain friends in the coming weeks and months. And Jeff and the family is always hard. No report as the Safety Services Committee did not meet in March, Your Worship. There's no streetlight report other than Mike mentioned last meeting.
Oh, you need to use the mic.
Oh, start that all over again? There's no streetlight report, although I think I might have mentioned last month that the lights were installed on Goldsmith Row, the new road in Kelly Heights subdivision. Other than that, we move on to 9C, the RCMP report, and I see Corporal Painter's with us this evening, kind enough to come forward and give us an overview.
Thank you. I'd also like to express my condolences to everyone here, family, friends, workers of CAO. Got to know him for a very short period of time there, but had all the time in the world for him. Certainly made my transition into Stratford much easier. So, and as well as Jeff McDonald and his family. March 2026. During the month of March, Stratford RCMP recorded 397 occurrences, with 377 founded or still under investigation, slightly higher than last month and March 2025, where we recorded 345 occurrences. So getting a little busier. We had 284 occurrences related to traffic enforcement, making up for 75% of our occurrences, our stats. We issued 83 summary offense tickets, 114 warnings, and 14 defects during the month. 6 of those summary offense tickets were for driving while suspended. We had 9 impaired driving occurrences, charging 2 drivers for impaired driving over the legal limit from alcohol. We had 12 theft files in March. 7 of those were related to failing to pay at the gas pumps, and again, they were all unfounded mispay. We attended 9 collisions, including one where the driver was issued a summary offense ticket for driving without due care and attention and failing to remain at the scene of an accident as a result. And we conducted 57 step files, the majority of those being done on Route 1 and on Stratford Road. Other than that, there's nothing that really stood out throughout the month of March for us in the town of Stratford. So Have any questions? I can try my best to answer.
I'll just provide a comment with regard to the gas and dash. I know that I mentioned that I brought it forward to the Federation of PEI Municipalities, and
Yeah.
an RCMP member, I can't remember his
I think it
name.
was Gavin, probably, was it?
Gavin, yeah, Gavin.
You're putting me on the spot.
Yeah, anyway, he came and gave a really good presentation.
Yes.
And it was well received by the members around the table. However, I guess when FPIM staff, when they started to do the analysis, they found that there was one police organization on PEI that is not in favor, and so they're kind of working with them to see if there's any, what the issues are, and trying to move it forward. But that's where it stands right now. That's why it hasn't come forward, and I know that it would resolve a problem for a lot of private owners and, you know, retailers, and, but it is something, in my view, it's something that's a threat to public safety. As you know, there's been people killed trying to stop people who, you know, from driving after they've trying to steal gas. And
Yes.
so it's a sort of thing that, it's unfortunate, but that's a situation we're in right now.
Okay, no, that's good. No, I didn't know that update, but I'm shocked to hear that somebody wasn't in favor of it, though.
Yeah.
It's a nuisance more than anything, right? I think for everybody involved.
Yeah,
For the
I
gas
know-
station as well. It's
I know there is one station that's on the island that says it's already started. I think one of the Irving stations in Charlottetown has actually started to make sure people, you know, force people to pay before they gas up.
okay.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so.
Any other questions for the corporal painter?
I have one quick question. Now that we got a couple of roundabouts, and you know, and they're fully operational and they're used quite a bit, are some of these accidents or fender bender, whatever, they occur in the roundabouts, or are they?
So the 9 accidents, I believe there was 4 or 5 of them on the Hillsborough Bridge, side swipes, driving too close, were the majority of the ones. I reviewed all the files last night. I don't recall seeing any that were in the roundabout.
Okay, that's good.
I think
Yeah,
there's enough of them on the island now. I guess we're getting used to them.
I guess so. Just drive through East Royalty. You know, we'll get used to them pretty quick.
But yeah, so I don't recall any of those being in the roundabout. The majority of them.
Well,
on
that's
the
good. That's
Hillsborough
good news,
Bridge,
then.
so, yeah.
That's actually great news to hear that.
Yeah.
All right, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
Just compliment you, Corporal, on the stats and so on, and then you're leading that attachment, be the corporal in charge of your attachment there. Just want to recognize the self-generated Highway Traffic Act tickets there. It's nice to see that part too, so it's nice to see the members taking control of that, so.
Yeah, yes,
That comes from good leadership.
I can't take credit for that.
Yeah.
They make me look good. They, yeah, it's nice to see the initiative, the proactive work, and
Yeah.
like I mentioned, usually every meeting, it's we get a lot of help from the traffic unit as well of
Yep.
traffic enforcement within the town, which we appreciate, and I'm sure you and the locals do as well. So
Yeah, it's nice, the warnings too, warnings that, I mean, you're off the side of the road, your lights and everything on, you're outside talking to people and they know you're around, so it's even nice to see the warnings. It's great
Yeah.
to see the warnings.
exactly, yeah,
Just to communicate with the community and.
That's
and-
right.
And people see you out around and hopefully they'll slow down.
yeah. Sometimes a warning, and then they remember that the next time, right?
Yep.
Come into that 70 zone and slow down a little, little sooner.
Especially now with the price of tickets and point system and everything, everything's so tight, like, it's so tight, and like insurance is what, $600 ticket insurance?
Yeah,
Yeah, 600, and your registration is 250 and so on, it's pretty high,
it doesn't take long to.
pretty hard. But anyways, great.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other comments or questions? I just want to thank you again for
Yeah.
everything you're doing, Corporal.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate you coming here tonight. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, Corporal Painter. Nothing in relation to the Humane Society report, Your Worship.
Okay.
Fire company report is attached. The total of 20 call-outs, 14 of which for Stratford, at 70%, which is like the average month over month of the call-outs. Is there any questions in relation to the fire company report? Okay. We do.
Yeah, and they had a, no, maybe you were gonna mention it. Sorry, go
I
ahead.
was just going to say, they have headed at a couple of events now, one
Yeah.
fundraising
Nice to see.
event for muscular
Yep.
dystrophy. And so, yeah, people are getting the opportunity to see it. And later in the season, late spring, early summer, I believe they're going to do an open house as well for the public and
Yep.
give everyone an opportunity to have an up-close look at all of the equipment that they use, including their new ladder truck, and
Yep.
get an overview of the great work that the members of the fire company do for the residents of Stratford and area.
Yep.
No, that's what I was gonna mention. Thanks very much.
And
Thank
it
you.
was sad to hear, we had one fatality there last month in Mount Herbert. Our fire department attended that fatality. It was sad to hear that, so it was, but other than that, they're doing a great job.
Yeah, it's for a volunteer department, they're exposed to a lot of things that the average person wouldn't be exposed to, including, of course, traffic accidents and even fatalities and other injuries. But and also extreme weathers in the winter and the summer, and with all of the call-out, turnout gear on. It's a pretty tough gig, but those who do it are very passionate about it, and we're fortunate to have them working on behalf of all of us.
But Steve, as the mayor talked last month, everything came together with the fire truck. Like us, we put our amount in, and then the government helped out with the financial part there for them to. I think was there 3 levels involved with that, push that over the line, or 2 levels? Just us and the provincial government.
Provincial government,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm not sure if we're able to use some of our federal funding for that or not.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know if Kim, would you know that, Kim? Were we able to use some of our federal funding for the fire, to contribute towards the fire truck?
Yeah, there was some there. There was some federal funding, I think.
500,000.
Yeah,
But that wasn't federal, I don't
Yeah.
think. Was it?
yeah, federal, H.
It was, oops, sorry. We did a resolution last month to allocate 500,000 out of our town surplus from last year.
Town surplus?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, so it was town money then, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so,
And then we have 300,000 in this year's budget.
yeah. And over and above that, I guess the fire company was able to access a line of credit or funding from the
province,
provincial
yeah.
government, yeah. So it was a cooperative effort,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's what I'm getting at.
yeah, yeah,
You know, to get it past the finish line.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the town and the province really worked together on it,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Thank you.
And if there's nothing else, Your Worship, that will conclude my report for finance and technology.
Okay, I guess, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but maybe for next meeting or maybe for a committee of the whole, we can have a discussion about the Dog Act. I know there's been a lot of discussion at the Federation of PEI Municipalities about the provincial government and the new Dog Act, so, and I'm not sure what relation that has to our bylaws and with regard to dogs. But anyway, we'll have a discussion about that at committee of the whole, but I just wanted to put that on the record as something that we need to look at.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for your report, Councillor. We'll now move on to recreation, culture, and events. Ask Councillor Gordy Cox to give his report.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I want to thank Rachel for giving me point form here. For an ADHD guy, this is like liquid gold. So this is great. Thank you so much. Not that Jeremy Pierce did not do a great job in the past, but I appreciate your effort also. Is that politically correct? I think so. The Wellness Center Electrical Design RFP, there was 11 submissions received from Atlantic Canada and 1 from Ontario, and 1 submission disqualified, did not meet the RFP requirements. High-quality submissions showcasing professionalism, creativity, and technical expertise. project advancing into evaluation and design phase right now. So the project is advancing into an evaluation design phase, representing a major step forward for the community campus here in Stratford, and seen as the key investment in community health, wellness, and quality of life. So thanks so much for our staff for all the hard work to get this to where we are now with that. Stratford Youth Center and Council, current membership is at 95 students. I get a strong feeling they could be easily over 100. It's just trying to make sure,
Capacity issue,
yeah. And it's just such a strong program with strong outgoing, ongoing engagement. Youth Center, the Youth and Youth Center raised $1,500 for Bowl for Kids' sake. That was through the Big Brothers Big Sister organization. So kudos to them for that. And the annual 24-hour walkathon schedule is supposed to be on April 10th and 11th, so in a couple of days. So look forward to watching our youth walking in the 24-hour walkathon. In the Fund Support 2020 Leadership Tour. Successful and well-attended March break programming also. Continues to provide the Youth Center provides a safe and inclusive and active space for youth, and they've done that from day one. So thank you so much, especially Dwayne, for his excellent work with the Youth Center. Arts and Culture, T Hill Mural RFP awarded to artist duo Lala. I hope I said that right. Is it right? Okay. Artists previously completed murals at Pondside Park and Waterfront Park in 2025. The splash pad shed painting project was deferred, though. Expanded arts programming offerings. The Art Club in 2026, step-by-step paint programs, watercolor classes in person online, urban sketching online, youth art classes, multiple age groups. Strong focus on supporting local artists and enhancing community spaces. So our arts community is alive and well here in Stratford. Recreation programs and activities, wide range of programs for all ages and abilities. Active living programs include pickleball, active aging programs 55 plus, full body fitness, co-ed badminton. Strong tennis programming is also found here in Stratford. And that's in partnership with the Stratford Tennis Club. Youth sport development. We have programs like flag football, intro to sports, and U4 soccer, which is upcoming. Community initiatives. The community garden plots will soon be on display, and there'll be work happening there fairly soon. And Sow and Grow workshop, food sustainability and education programs. Looking ahead, summer camp program in planning, and that will be a 10-week duration and a wide range of youth in recreational opportunities. And I'll make one small note here. The Atlantic Pickleball Club, which is obviously is a private enterprise, but they are part of our community, part of our community campus. They are located inside our community campus. And they have sent out on social media that they're having on April 13th, members exclusive sneak peek, and times are on their website. And also for the public here in Stratford, on April 14th, it's open to the public in Stratford to tour the space on April 14th, and the times available for those tours, there's 3 different times on both days, are on the Atlantic Pickleball Club website. So if some people in Stratford want to go and take a look at this new facility. I went there a week and a half ago and got a chance to tour it, and it's really remarkable to see what is taking place. And I'll just make one other small note. I know one time we had a lot of inquiries about pricing, different things, and we're not getting into pricing, whatever it is, but a sponsor had come forward and knocked the senior pricing down another $10, so now it's $35 a month for senior pickleball. So I thought that was a nice thing to add. So and kudos, there'll be more on that, I guess, from that private enterprise. But anyway, besides that, I guess that's my report. Is there any questions on that?
So you're going on the professional pickleball circuit?
I've seen myself play pickleball. It's not pretty. So I think I'll probably not do that too much. But It's a wonderful game, there's no question, and it's caught on by like fire here in Stratford. But we also have, like we noted here, the tennis association is really growing too, and it seems across Canada, tennis has really picked up since pickleball has picked up, and that's nice to see. So we got a lot of stuff happening here in Stratford.
Yeah.
We've always had a very active recreation community here. And kudos to Rachel and Jeremy and to our staff here for heading that, because I think we have the best recreation, facilities and support of all the municipalities in PEI. I really think we are very, very strong.
Yeah, hopefully we get a good spring so we can get some grass growing on the new
Yeah.
sports fields, and they can open,
Right,
very
exactly.
soon, like into the summer, because that'll be a big step forward.
Right.
Whenever that takes place.
And if I can add one last thing for active living, we notice now on the sidewalks, and we notice now kids out on their bikes and people walking their dogs out. So we talked about dogs on leashes, and some people are jogging a little bit more now, and we see more and more people outdoors as the weather supposedly warms up. So we make sure the public knows to keep an eye out for people that are now spending a little bit more time outside enjoying the nicer weather. So
Great.
that's my report.
Any comments or questions on Councillor Cox's report?
Just a comment on the wellness center there, part of infrastructure there, but I want to thank Jeannie and Carter and anybody else here.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, putting that together. I'm missing somebody? Jeannie and yourself and Carter and, yeah,
And I'm sure Dale
Jeremy?
did,
Okay,
Dale did
Jeremy,
something, I think.
yeah. But every time I see this wellness center.
Thanks, Dale.
I get excited. This is my second term as council, and Steve and I are here, and I mean, 6 or 7 years ago, we purchased the land there, and we had a vision, 1.9 million, and to put this stuff together, and I didn't have the vision, Jeremy Crosby, Jeremy Pierce, the whole staff and everything else, and all of a sudden you see the foundation starting to build here to go up, and the center itself and the 150 acres of land and what's going to be on this community campus. It's there now, like 6 soccer fields, 1 cricket, baseball, softball, a school, junior high, senior high, and you got pickleball, a private business, bought property office, and we have other businesses that want to come on the campus. So there's a success rate across the board, and I get involved in this, and I say, when this starts popping up and when it starts going, and you build your one wellness center, and then you get your second one, and so on, and then the indoor turf field, it's going to be unbelievable with the building going here on with the Gray Group in behind the background, $1 billion infrastructure, hotels, restaurants, everything else. It's going to bring everybody to Stratford here that want to grow up in Stratford and so on. So it's just a great thing to see, and a great help from the provincial government, great help from the federal government, and of course our fundraising group, and with Dave Dunphy and Ray Murphy and all behind the fundraising group, and plus our town residents putting money in, and you wonder why we're raising taxes 2 cents, and this is what you do. You move forward. I always go back to Mike Farmer 30 years ago, building this place and having that gym. If we didn't have that gym now, we'd be in trouble. So they have a vision, and Jeremy Pierce and Jeremy Crosby, Jeannie, all the staff, and Carter, everybody else, and Wendy, everybody had a vision here, and it's coming together, and it's exciting time in Stratford, and the residents themselves, and for our young kids and our young children. We have a lot of young families here. The spin-offs here is going to be galore. My kids are older now, and they're going to have their own high school. They're going to have their own junior high school. The elementary schools are bursting at the seams, and so it's growing. So it's just it's a great news story. It's great around, and I'm so proud myself to be a resident of Stratford and putting this together and helping out, putting together, and having the staff behind supporting us and stuff like that. So that's my rant tonight, I guess, Steve.
Well, it's not a rant. I think the town owes you a great debt, too, for your participation. You were one of the supporters from the very beginning. I remember when we bought the land, we had some discussions, as, I'll say that politely, we had discussions, I guess, about,
Yeah.
and a few differences of opinion about the land and that. You were one of the
Yeah.
supporters, and
Yeah.
so really appreciate,
Yeah.
you've been supporting this all the way through, and really appreciate that. And
Yeah.
I think it's one of the reasons that people get involved in public life and in council and, work, volunteer with the town, et cetera, because it feels good to get things done. This is what it's all about,
Yeah.
is trying to get things done for the residents and for your
Yeah.
families and for your, to leave the town better than the way we found it.
Oh, yes, and it's just, it's going to be a community hub, or we're going to have, it's like, every town has a community hub. Charlottetown has their hub. We're going to have our hub. Cornwall has a hub, they have a rink, and then we're going to have a hub, and, people are going to meet and sit back and have a coffee and exchange ideas and talk politics and talk council, I guess, stuff, and it's just I feel privileged to be working with the staff, not just to say that tonight, like, I feel privileged working with the staff and how positive they are and taking things over, getting to the finish line, and tonight, with this announcement of infrastructure, we're like $7 million here. I mean, that's $10 million from Mr. McDonald, Ken McDonald here from federal government, just getting us started here, and it's just so exciting, and I hope in 10 years from now, when I'm in my early 70s, I'll see all the results. And
Did you say early 70s?
Yeah, but it's just nice and exciting around the table, and excited around the office, and excited around this building. And at the end of the day, and I still see Jeremy Crosby there, we talked and talked and talked and talked, and he'd be so proud we get this over the finish line. I know that for a fact. So I'm so involved in it, and I just want to get this thing built and move on from there.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor. Go ahead, Councillor Chandler.
I just have one question, well, maybe statements. First of all, when I've been out and about lately, one positive that has come over the last few weeks is I feel that there's been record levels of interest and engagement surrounding our budget and that process, and that's a positive. So lots of folks ask about that, and people tell me that they watched the budget presentation, and in previous years, no one told me that. And I think the numbers would show that maybe we didn't have as many tuned in. So I think it's fair to say people are interested in what's coming and supporting it. One question I did get this morning, and I've had it multiple times lately, but people are interested in knowing if we have a date regarding the opening of the fields in the new community campus, and I don't necessarily know how to respond, but it is something on the minds of people, and because they can see them and visualize them, and it's a real I guess, demonstration of progress. So folks are interested to know when they're going to be able to get on them. And I wonder if we have any information on that.
Well, that's the Acting Director of Recreation.
I wasn't sure
Rachel
where
Arsenault,
to go with that
respond to
because
that.
everyone's in new spots.
I can respond to that. We do have a date when we do a final walkthrough with Island Coastal on the site, so it'll be mid-June. And after that date, we'll have to see if there's anything that needs to be repaired or if we can actually take over the fields and open them for this summer.
Okay, that's exciting.
Fingers crossed for July.
So,
But
okay.
mid-June is when we'll do our final walkthrough.
Mid-June, final walkthrough, and then with a goal of opening all the fields there?
That is
Mid-July.
a very positive goal.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you so much.
You notice there is a caveat, though, that if there's things that need to be repaired, then obviously they'll have to be addressed before the field's open.
Yes, yes. So I did understand that, and
Okay.
the walkthrough is
Mid-June.
planned in mid-June, and then there's a response to the walkthrough, but there is a goal or a dream to actualize those fields next season, pending requirements.
Exactly.
Yes? Okay.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
I just have one other thing that is not related to the community campus, but I do want to acknowledge Team McDonald that just competed at the U20 National Curling Championships, which was led by Ashlyn McDonald. Stratford resident, Wendy Watts' daughter, competed very well against some of the best teams in the country, and I know they had a great experience. So I know we acknowledge a lot of different groups, but it's a great group when it's led by our own Stratford resident and young curler. So congratulations to Team McDonald.
Yeah, congratulations. That's great.
Yes, it's great.
Yeah, any time somebody from Stratford competes on a national stage and a national championship, that's quite a big accomplishment. So, our congratulations to Ashlyn and to you. Thanks. Okay, if there's no more comments or questions on the recreation, culture, and events file, then we'll move on to, thank you for your report, Councillor, and we'll now move on to finance and technology. And I'll ask the, I guess, Councillor Jeff McDonald, who would normally give the report, is not available tonight due to the death in the family, and so I'll ask his Vice Chair, Councillor Ron Dowling, to give the report.
Thank you, Your Worship. By way of overview of projects and items being worked on within the Finance Department, staff are working on updating budget files in Town Suite for 2026-27. The finance staff are meeting weekly to work on records management project. The town and utility operating and capital budget were passed at a special council meeting on March 25th, 2026. Staff are working on gas tax audit, and the auditors will be on site on April 15th to do that audit. ISIP claims are being worked on up to March 31st, 2026. And finance staff are cross-training to infill an internal position. Utility bills are being processed and will be going out to Tremblay for distribution on April 10th. Payroll files were updated for a new budget year, and staff are busy with day-to-day items. And I'll just add, Your Worship, I'm sure Director O'Connell is breathing a sigh of relief, having gotten through another budget year with all the preparation that's involved with that amongst herself and her staff and other staff, the acting CAO. And it's a very intensive project, and I'm sure it's a great weight off Director O'Connell's shoulder when it's concluded. By the same token, I'm sure they're in process now, starting preparations for next year. So, any questions in relation to those items on the report, Your Worship?
No, I guess, sorry, go ahead.
No, I got nothing. Go.
I guess I'll be interested in seeing what the results of this year are in terms of year end. That'll be a good step, you know, to have done as well. That's always a lot of work for you as well, as finance department. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for your report. Any comments or questions on the finance report? Okay. If not, thank you for your report, Councillor. I think you have the next one as well as Vice Chair of Planning.
Well, we got some more on this.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
Your Worship, just in relation to the financial statements for the town income and utility income statements have been circulated to council. If there's any questions in relation to either of those income statements, we could address those.
Yeah, I guess they won't be complete until all the bills are in and the bills are paid. So there's still some work to be done there yet. Yeah. But that's a preliminary look, I guess. Like Director of Finance and acting
we have
Deputy CAO is coming to the podium.
For the we have MRSB booked to come in to do the audit June 17th and 18th, just do the field work. So now budget is finished, which is great. So now our focus will be on getting those year-end statements done. So in the package, there's the March statements, but like there's still a lot of invoices that we still have to get up to the end of March to finalize year-end.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay. And if no further questions, then, Your Worship, that will conclude my report for finance and technology.
Thank you, Councillor. And as the Since the Chair of Planning Development and Heritage, Councillor Jeff McDonald, is absent, I'll also ask you to, as Vice Chair, to take over the Planning Development and Heritage report, if you would.
Thank you, Your Worship. I know that council and staff don't hear me talk enough in a typical month, so it's fortunate that we're able to go through 3 reports. Report on the Planning and Development Heritage regular monthly meeting, the unapproved minutes for meeting of March 30th, 2026 has been included in the package. And unless there's any questions in relation to that, those minutes.
Any comments or questions on the minutes?
No.
Okay.
Okay, moving on then, Your Worship, to 12B, the building type summaries and permit summaries. They're included in the package if anyone has any questions in relation to those. Okay, hearing nothing, then, Your Worship, we move on to 12C. It's a resolution moved by myself, stemming from Planning and Heritage, number PH 006-2026-SD006-26 Andrew LeBlanc and Catherine Towers, 12 Winjow Drive, PID 529297. It's renew PH 025-23 for SD 017-23 being a one-lot subdivision. Whereas an application has been received, let's get this straightened out here. Whereas an application has been received from Andrew LeBlanc and Catherine Towers to renew resolution PH 025-2023, granting preliminary approval to SD 017-23, an application to subdivide PID 529297, approximately 47,350 square feet in total area, into 2 single detached dwelling lots within the low-density R1 zone. And whereas there are no changes being proposed as part of the renewal application, there are no re-notification requirements associated with the renewal applications, and there have been no changes to the zoning and development bylaw number 45 since the approval that would affect this application. Be it resolved that approval be granted to SD 006-26 to extend resolution PH 025-2023 granting preliminary approval to SD 017-23, an application to subdivide PID 529297 into 2 single detached dwelling lots in accordance with the following conditions. 1, that a plan of survey be prepared by a professional surveyor licensed to practice in Prince Edward Island in conformance with the preliminary plan showing lot 23-1 and lot 23-2 being proposed severances of lands identified as PID 529297 in possession of Andrew D. LeBlanc and Catherine Towers as prepared by Bernard Land Surveyors, job number 22-144-A, dated August 22nd, 2023. 2, that the final plan of survey includes a tree buffer to preserve and to maintain the existing spruce trees located along Aptos Drive. 3, that the sewer and water systems shall be designed in accordance with the Stratford Utility Corporation servicing standards, that the developer/property owner make payment of all applicable capital contributions, fees, and as required by the Utility Corporation and in accordance with preliminary servicing comments as follows. A, install water and sewer services from the mains to dwelling at the property owner developer's expense for the new lot 23-2. B, payment of the one-time domestic water supply contribution fee. C, payment of the one-time sewer treatment contribution fee. D, all water and sewer work to be coordinated, inspected by the Utility Corporation. E, developer to confirm location and depths of sewer before setting foundation grades, as sewer does not front the entire property along Winjow Drive. And 4, that all other relevant provisions of the Town of Stratford zoning and development bylaw number 45 are met. And 5, that preliminary approval shall be valid for a period of 3 years from the date of approval. This resolution bears the recommendation of the Planning, Development, and Heritage Committee as discussed at a meeting held March 30th, 2026.
Okay, do I have a seconder? Second?
Yep.
Okay, Deputy Mayor, thank you. Okay, discussion.
Your Worship, there have been a number of appendices included in the package, and I was just wondering if either Mr. Ruff or Sarah is going to give us just a quick overview of what this looks like for the benefit of the councillors who hadn't seen it before.
Sure thing. Can I get the screen navigator to go to attachment A-1? Thank you. So this just shows an aerial image of the area that we're talking about. So Aptos Drive is the north-south street that you see here. And then Winjow Drive, where the existing dwelling is accessed off of, is this little curved road on the bottom. And so the areas shaded in blue and orange are the existing lot now. So as you can see, it's an oversized lot compared to the rest of the lots around them. And so the property owners are proposing to subdivide the property in approximately this location to create 2 single dwelling lots. So one of them has the existing house on it, and then the second lot would allow them to construct another dwelling. As part of a condition of the last approval in 2023, Planning Board and Council had agreed that there is a row of spruce trees, or there's a row of trees along Aptos Drive. After comments received from some of the residents in the area at the time, we felt it was beneficial to maintain those trees in a buffer, partially to kind of provide a visual buffer that the existing homeowners are used to looking at. And so the photographs of that tree buffer are shown in attachment A-6. So that would have been taken in 2023. So that was after Hurricane Fiona as well, just as a note. So that's pretty much what the landscaped area looks like. And so they have the preliminary survey plan there. That was also done by a licensed surveyor. And there's conformance with permission to subdivide there as well, just showing conformance with the bylaw. Yeah, if anyone has any specific questions, let me know.
Just in terms of process, Sarah, is it, because this is, preliminary approval is usually only good for 3 years? Right. So maybe you could just explain the process where it goes from preliminary approval to final approval, and final approval is valid for forever, right? Or for...
Yeah, so the preliminary
there's
approval...
no limit on it.
Yeah, the preliminary approval is the council decision, and so that kind of gives the owner or the applicant a path forward with conditions onto how to finalize the subdivision. Once the final subdivision is approved, that's town staff stamping final approval, and that's registered to the property, and the's no time limit on the subdivision
I guess my
approval.
question is, in that 3 years since this was originally approved as preliminary, why wasn't it finalized? Why didn't they go for final approval?
The landowners of this specific application, I know they've had the property for sale, just trying to see if they would get any biters. I know there was also some discussion about them actually constructing the new house on the new lot, and then selling their old property. So it just gives them a couple of options, and if they were subdividing right away, they would have to pay property taxes on each lot.
I see, okay, that's got it. Thank you.
No worries.
Any other comments or questions?
I have a question. So if you bring up that picture again from 8A there.
The tree buffer?
No, the one 8A, the one that has the aerial image. Yeah. Okay, so in the orange, that will basically stay what it is, but they're gonna borrow a little bit of land from the left, from the, behind the house, is that right?
So right now, the current layout of the property includes both the blue piece and the orange piece. So that's all one property.
Okay, yeah,
And
but,
so,
okay, no, that's fine, keep going, yeah.
and so where the existing, or the remaining lands, I guess, would be lot 23-1. So that's where they're keeping their new
Right.
house. And then the newly created lot is lot 23-2 in blue.
Okay, yeah, that's, I didn't say that right, but that's what I was kind of saying, that this is where it's located now, that the back part of the orange is basically gonna stay there and where the blue starts. And then you're gonna have two houses, two different, you're gonna have two inside the blue, or
Nope, just one.
just one? Okay, one. Okay. I thought for some reason it's gonna be, my gosh, my brain's not working, so, I thought it was gonna be two inside the blue, that's what I was thinking, but, so they're gonna keep the tree line and everything, they agreed to do that?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And then another kind of benefit, I guess,
Okay.
is that there is a 50-foot environmental buffer along the back here. So
Yeah.
all that they can do is trim and mow within that 50-foot buffer.
Yeah.
And that also reduces the buildable area of
Okay.
this lot to just this little area.
Okay,
So
so,
that's why it's
so we,
oversized.
I read that one letter that one resident wrote about this. Have you received more than one letter, or just one?
I think there was two. One of them was fairly short, though.
They're the short ones that have good weekends, I mean, but the other one, I think.
Yeah, the resident feedback, 8A-5 has two letters in there, yeah.
Yeah. The short one, they said had a good weekend, so I didn't think that was.
Oh.
But, so what is the main reason that they're saying, just to kind of sum up the letter, that they don't want that there, or they're concerned?
So there was the impression in the area that this lot could not be further subdivided. That's not the case with current standards. If I
Right.
were to speculate, it could have been that maybe lot standards have been reduced over the years, or since there was some confusion with having a 75-foot no-build zone versus the 50-foot environmental buffer.
Okay.
But we only enforce the 50-foot environmental buffer, so there is no, there's no reason why this lot can't be subdivided.
Okay.
And then the other kind of comment had to do with sightlines and being able to see
Yeah.
kind of Jordan's Pond.
All right, thank you.
Okay, any other comments or questions?
And Sarah, this is an R1 lot, right?
Yes, it's an
Yeah.
R1 zone.
R1 zone.
Yep.
And if they want to subdivide this next lot, they have to come for another application, wouldn't
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So, this application is only to build a single dwelling
Yeah.
on lot 23-2 in the future.
they? Yeah, okay.
Any other comments or questions? If not, I'll call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against? Motion carried. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
And that, Your Worship, concludes the Planning, Development, and Heritage Report.
Thank you. Thank you, Counselor. Appreciate it. Although Deputy Mayor is the Chair of the Infrastructure Committee, and I'll ask him to give his report now.
Okay, the report is for April 8th, today. Staff continue to work with consultants to prepare projects for tendering with the Shepherd Drive parking lot currently out to tender and closing on April 15th, and both Ducks Landing, multi-use path, and Harborview sewer redirection project being issued for tender this week, also and closing by the end of April. We anticipate bringing resolutions for awarding these three projects to the May Council meeting, so it's nice. Staff continue to coordinate with the contractor and design build package for the waterfront pavilion project. Construction is to begin next week. It's going to be, I think the building, 4.5 million building? Is it 4.5 pavilion or 2.5? 2.2? 2.2? Sorry. So anyways, it was nice to see that like construction's taking place. Like they said, they'd be in April, the foundation, and hopefully be done by, I think, September, October. So it's going to be nice to see that coming across the bridge or going both ways, north or south. see the pavilion there with the opportunities that you will have for the building itself, and the opportunity for residents to have, with everything there, the space and indoor and outdoor patios and so on, and the commercial kitchen. That's going to be nice, and the waterfront area. Proposal submissions were received for design service of Wellness Center on March 19th, and reviewed. A resolution we brought forward this evening to recommend awarding to the firm with the highest evaluation score. Infrastructure staff has been busy with the following: winter maintenance, grooming of trails, snow clearing, and sodding of walkways and parking lots continue throughout the month of March, but it's slowing down now. Indoor maintenance and organization of buildings and facility continues. Tending to indoor seedlings in preparation for spring plantings continues in preparation for a garden workshop taking place tomorrow night, so nice to see that. Tendering of lawn care equipment for the community campus, tendering of grass cutting contract for town properties, preparing a tender for the addition of hydrants in the core area, coordinating invoicing for year-end, and then down in Cotton Park, upgrading security panel, keypad at Robert Cotton, install additional motion detection services in the barn and the gardening area, as well as additional camera in the hallway at Robert Cotton building. A great idea there. Outdoor property cleanup when weather permits, continued management of the sump pump redirection program. A message has been included in the quarterly utility billings being sent out now to remind customers of the program. Maintaining GIS data and systems, the water and sewer inspections, meter installations and water turn-ons for new development are ongoing. Daily inspection and maintenance of water and sewer systems and facilities, and managing ongoing customer resident inquiries and concerns. There was one sewer lateral blockage in March that necessitated evacuation, excavation and repair of a lateral on the utility side near the gravity main. That's my report for the month of March.
Thank you, Deputy
Any
Mayor.
questions?
Questions? Comments?
Your Worship, I'm very happy to see that the pavilion project tender has been evaluated, and I understand there's resolution later to that effect, but I'm glad to see that the project will soon be underway in earnest, and it's going to be a fabulous addition to that area for all of our town celebrations.
Yeah. No, it's just nice to hold that whole area down at that location with the boardwalk and the lagoon filled in and so on, and the capabilities that we can do with it. It's just and everything there, and it's the view from there. It's a painting. Like it's a beautiful view there in the July. It's the pavilion's going to be great. It's going to be a meeting place for residents, so sort of a hub right now probably, and a commercial kitchen, and hopefully you'll probably have an RFP out later for people that wanted to start inside the building and so on. So it's a great opportunity for meet and greet for residents, and it's just it's positive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Any other comments or questions?
I guess I erred in saying that the proposal tonight, design services, was actually going to be for the wellness center.
Yeah.
Not the pavilion, but the pavilion, I understand, is underway, as you mentioned, with the foundation going in.
Yeah.
The design's finalized, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. Okay. I guess the only question I would have, I'll wait till you for the resolution for the discussion there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, if there's no comments or questions, you can proceed with the resolution.
Okay, Town Stratford
Deputy Mayor.
Resolution number INC 001-2026 Wellness Center Design Service. Moved by myself, Deputy Mayor Steve Gallant, whereas the 2026-27 town capital budget includes $7,672,000, excluding HST, for Phase 1 of the community campus, which includes design of the Wellness Center. Whereas proposals were received on March 19th, 2026 from proponents to provide design and contract administration services for the Wellness Center. Whereas the proposals were evaluated by a review committee who ranked each submission out of a score of 100, where fees were worth 10, schedule worth 15, design and methodology methodology worth 30, understanding of project and services worth 20, firm and team experience worth 25, with the following results. Just read this, just go down the list of those? Read those lists?
Well, maybe just
Okay.
Acre Architects.
Yeah, Acre Architects, the score was 87.64. Teal Architects Planners Incorporated were 84.50. Architecture 49, 84.49. DSRA Architecture Incorporated were 82.98. FBM Architecture was 82.26. Coles Associate, 81.87. Sable Arc Studios, 79.55. Diamond Smith Architects, 78.74, and Fathom Studio, 74.87. And whereas Acre Architects having the highest score submitted a total price for the design and contract administration service for $4,475,000, HST excluded, which is within the range expected for the services. Whereas the fees for the design and contract administration service would be dispersed over the next 4 fiscal years, with approximately $2.5 million expected to be expanded in fiscal 2026-27, which is within our capital budget allotted for the project in this fiscal year. Being it resolved that the design and contract administration service for the Wellness Center project be awarded Acre Architects in the amount of $4,475,000, HST excluded. This resolution bears a recommendation of Recreation, Culture, and Events Committee as discussed in the meeting held on March 31st, 2026, and the Infrastructure Committee as determined by email conducted between March 31st and April 2nd, 2026.
Okay, thank you. Seconder? Have a seconder for that motion? Okay, thank you, Councillor Dowling. Okay, discussion.
I have a discussion. So the firm that won the, or has the highest score here, where are they based in? I never know if I ever heard of this company before.
Every time. Grounded first. Acre is based, they have an office in St. John, New Brunswick, and in Halifax.
Okay.
They are partnered with a firm who are out of Toronto, but they are the local.
Okay. And another question: did they have anything to do with the Rustico arena? Do you have any?
I can't recall offhand. There were so many
Okay.
of them. No.
No. Okay.
No.
All right. No, I was just curious. I did some research reading on them. They seem like a really good company and everything. I just wanted to get just a little bit more information about them, but.
And within our process, we did call and check the references.
Yeah, I know you would.
Had raving reviews.
Yeah,
so.
I know you would. That's just for me, because of what I was reading. I was just trying to figure.
Valid question.
No, thank you for doing all the hard work on that. I appreciate that.
Of course.
I could say, Councillor Cox, plans are plans, and when Mr. Pierce and Jeannie have plans, they'll follow
I
the
know.
plans. They'll follow the plans. Yeah.
Well, Stevie Glant, you told me, like, don't ever stop
Yeah.
asking questions. That's what you told me, and so I'm just listening to what your early advice was when I got elected.
Yeah. It was nice to see 11 submissions from Atlantic Canada. and
It's
Ontario.
really great.
Strong response, and reflects the high level interest.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's excellent to have that many, is right.
yep.
That's a lot of work for you guys, too, to go through each one of them, so
I
kudos.
agree. That was
No.
probably twice as many as we
Yeah.
thought we may get.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work. And just to clarify, they were not all from Atlantic Canada. There were many from Ontario.
Ontario, yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, thank you so much. Like, this is really a lot of work, and obviously, you guys did all your, research and everything else, and put it all together to get the proper score, and it's done. It's an excellent job, and we're going to end up with a really great architectural, organization. So that's really nice to see.
We agree. It was a great team effort. We had Maddie and Carter join Jeremy and I, so we had all those 4 views and perspectives and the scoring, so we had a good team looking at them.
This is a good day to get this, here. So.
Yep, it is.
Any other comments or questions? Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Just one question, Your Worship, just in relation to the project scope built within this proposal, is there, I guess, will it be sort of a living document should the scope of the project change? I know we have a project in mind right now we're expecting to, and we're working in earnest to achieve. Should, over the course of the next year or two, the scope of that project for one reason or another change, will that impact this contract, or is it built in, that flexibility?
The flexibility is built in. The scope and the ask of this RFP was to design the full amenities that we are hoping to have in the building, but incorporated into the design the ability to phase the construction and cut some of those amenities out should the budget not meet that scope of work. So we are going to be accommodating those changes should we have to introduce them.
It's the thought of staff as well, and you alluded to it there, that should, for some reason, the complete scope not be achieved in the initial phase, then the building will be designed in such a way, and we had discussions on this at different times at committee and committee of the whole, in such a way that additions in future then could be added to that facility in future years.
Correct, yes, absolutely.
If I had one more point, I think I didn't say this to, but I'm glad to hear the answer, because my brother-in-law is an engineer and owns a company. I just wanted to make sure that he's not associated with this in any way, because I'd have to not vote, obviously, for it. And that's MCA consultant, so I just wanted to make sure. I haven't talked to him about this, and he's been out of the country, so nor would I talk to him about this. This is not.
I appreciate you bringing that up. Okay, Carter's confirming, no, they are not a part of
Okay,
this.
but I just wanted to make sure, because you never know if they're way down the line.
And absolutely, there are large teams with a lot of members within this work and scope, so.
That was one of the other reasons I wanted to kind
Thank
of
you.
dig into that a little
Thank
bit,
you.
just to
No,
make sure, because I would have not
confirmed.
voted, so.
There would be no conflict of
It's a
interest.
Yeah.
small, gentle island.
Thank you so much, appreciate that. Thanks
you
for
for bringing
telling
that
me
up.
that.
I just, before we vote, I just want to comment on the fairness and comprehensiveness of this process. I looked into it a little bit, and I was very, very impressed with the fact that all the envelopes are open at the same time and separately by 4 individuals and scored individually, and then they come together, and in many of the categories, your scores were very similar, I understand, and the cost of the project is the last item to be opened after
Exactly.
that initial round of scoring is done.
Yes.
So I was very impressed with the fairness and also the comprehensiveness, the things that are covered in this in that RFP. It really takes into effect into consideration in answer to Councillor Cox's question. It takes into consideration all eventualities. You know, it's not. This is going to be something that we're going to be able to do within our budget
Right.
and within the time frame available. And I think that we've got every possible eventuality covered with the approach. I mean, obviously not every
hope so,
possible
yes.
eventuality. I mean, if aliens come or something, but other than that, I think it's a very good process, and I think that the result will be a good one. Any other comments or questions before I call for the vote?
Pretty excited about this, so. yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against? Motion carried. Thank you, Jeannie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeannie.
Thank you.
Sustainability. No, committee of the whole.
Okay, the only other thing I have to say with regard to infrastructure is I noticed on the Federation of Canadian Municipalities bulletin today that there's the new infrastructure funding program has been unveiled by the provincial federal government, and a number of the items are right in line with what we're looking for the, as we said before, the other shoe to fall with regard to the amount of federal funding that we're looking for. And I don't know if you wanted to comment on that, CAO Pierce, or Acting CAO Pierce?
Rub it first before I get shocked. Yeah, I had a great discussion with Member of Parliament Kent MacDonald last week in regards to the new funding program. He's currently out of the province, but when he returns, we'll meet to go over the targeted projects which are outlined within the scope of the Build Canada Strong, I believe is the actual name of it, fund. And yeah, we'll continue on with those discussions. They sounded positive, similar to what we've had in the past. So we look forward to meeting with him and the Atlantic Canada representative, Cordell Johnson, as well, who's Minister Gregor Robertson's assistant in this area as well.
That's great news. So that's great. Thank you very much for that update.
That's great, great news, Your Worship.
Okay, we'll now move on to, thank you for your report, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you.
We'll now move on to Committee of the Whole. And this resolution with regard to the appointment of municipal election officials, I'm not sure whether that falls into engagement. I'll ask for direction on Wendy on this. Okay, with that in mind, then
Government, wouldn't it?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If I don't want to put you on the spot, Councillor Chandler, but would you feel okay about moving that resolution?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Although I don't do this very often, so I may mess it up. So this is in regards to Town of Stratford Resolution CW004-2026, appointment of the municipal election officials. And it is being moved by myself, yes? Is that right?
Thank you.
Okay. She said, looking for confirmation.
Yes.
And then I just read it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas a municipal election will be held on the first Monday of November 2026, and whereas Elections PEI has agreed to oversee the Stratford election on the town hall's behalf, or town's behalf, be it resolved that Mr. Tim Garrity be appointed as the Chief Municipal Election Official and Ms. Stephanie Thorpe be appointed as the Deputy Chief Municipal Election Official for the November 2026 mayor and council elections as per the Municipal Government Act, Section 40.1. Be it further resolved that the chief municipal election official is empowered to employ such returning officers and election officials as required to conduct the election under the town's election bylaw. This resolution bears the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole as discussed at a meeting held on March 25th, 2026.
Thank you. Do you have a seconder? Thank
Yep.
you. Deputy Mayor? Thank you. Any discussion? I'll call the question then. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against? Motion carried. Thank you, Councillor.
My pleasure.
Okay, and I guess the next two are yours as well. As Chair of the Sustainability Committee, I'll ask Councillor Jill Chandler to give her report.
Okay. The Sustainability Committee meeting scheduled for April 1st was postponed due to weather, but we will provide a few updates. First of all is the Holland College OJT students. So the town will be hosting a student from Holland College Energy Systems Engineering Technology program, and that student will work with both infrastructure and sustainability staff on a research project focused on large-scale renewable energy opportunities in Stratford, and there's a few more details on that within the package. The 2026 Water School program kicks off on April 13th for another year, and of course this is cross-municipality collaboration with Stratford, Cornwall, and Charlottetown, and host a week of grade 5 classes. And I always remember when we see their drawings, the artwork, and we present them here, and they come, I think, in our June meetings. So that's always a wonderful initiative, and teaches kids a lot about water and water conservation. Summer tree planting work is underway for the summer, or planning is underway. The ground is still frozen. We have secured 2 funding streams to support tree planting and maintenance, and aiming to hire 4 summer staff. The parks tree technician positions are open, have been advertised with a closing date for April 10th. The business community update, as we know, we had a well-attended business community networking mixer back in January. A number of businesses or business professionals came together, and we had really open chats in regards to what they were looking for in kind of business connectivity with the town. And with assistance from councillors, staff intend to work with the interested businesses and community members to revive the group, the Stratford business community, and put on some events that will be guided by them and facilitated by us, I think, is kind of what was determined. A big reminder that the annual resident survey is now open, and it runs until May 4th, so residents would have received hard copies in the mail, and of course there is a really easy way to do it online. It's won't take you a long time, and the survey year over year includes questions on everything from your wellness, your perception of safety, policing, etc. But the information is used to look at year-over-year results and also to gauge how the town best provides services to meet the current needs of residents. So if you have time to do it, please do. And just a little tip for anyone watching, if you're doing it online, there are opportunities where you're prompted to provide feedback, and you do have to enter something in those boxes online. You can't leave them blank, or it will prevent you from moving on in the survey. So if you do that, even if you don't know, if you don't have a comment, you can say, nothing to add there, but it will still allow you to continue on with the survey. So please take the time to do that. And that concludes the sustainability report.
Any comments or questions on the sustainability report?
Actually, that was not.
The OJT there with Holland College, is that a first-time operative with Holland College? OJT summer with the Energy Systems and Technology Program? Is that a first one-off?
We've had different OJT opportunities with Holland College and UPI in the past.
Good.
This is a new one for sustainability, I believe, in that department, but we've had them in recreation and other departments in the past. So
Yep.
Zan has done a really wonderful job. It's amazing how much like websites and that sort of thing he can create in short order.
Yeah.
And so I know Maddie and Kadaf have both been really appreciative of his work so far.
Yeah.
I know that we did have a student that worked for quite a period of time, young Mr. Dudley. He was here and he worked on our energy plan and got the results and proved that we actually met our goals in 2023 and was working on, and I believe, we're currently working on new goals for our reducing our carbon footprint.
Yeah.
So it's been money, time. We get great value for hiring these on-the-job training. I don't even believe it costs us very much. I think it's it costs us zero. Yeah. So it's a really positive thing for the town.
Here she goes.
I think we got some corrections here. I think okay.
I just want to clarify that Mr. Dudley was on a paid summer work position.
Okay.
So we do have a mix of both. We have done the OJTs, which,
Right.
especially from Holland College, typically are no cost to us, but we do also hire students.
In my
when we
view,
can, so it-
my view, we could have spent a lot on consultants for the result that we got from the investment in summer students. So yeah, it's been really beneficial for the town, that program.
Yeah, and I encourage everybody, the resident survey, to fill it out. And I'm not a survey check the box guy, but I learned pretty quick, and it's sort of guideline it's a sort of guide for counselors.
Yep.
If you're looking through the numbers and so on, it gives you a guide. So I encourage all residents to, just sit down, take a half an hour or 20 minutes and go online or paper, with a paper and check, I know my wife and I done it, so it's just a matter of throwing your input there and giving us some guidelines there.
I think that's a good point, Deputy
Yeah.
Mayor. I think the fact that we do refer to it in our decision-making,
Oh, yeah.
it is a guideline or a guidepost for us in terms of how we it is one more thing we can use, one more piece of evidence
Yeah.
we can use when we're making decisions. So it does help. So the time people spend to fill it out is time well spent.
Yep.
Yeah, and it doesn't take that long to fill out.
No.
So, yeah, and it's actual data, like
It's data, you're
it's not hearsay, it's not conversation on social media, it's not someone saying, I heard that.
That's right.
It's actual
Yeah.
input from residents on specific topics that are presented year over year, and it's a great, it provides great insight. If we looked even at policing, for example, perception, safety year over year, to gauge,
Yep, it's really,
you know, like,
Yeah.
we look to this information when we're making decisions on budget, et cetera.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's important.
yeah.
Please do it.
Yeah.
And that's that for me.
And there's another encouragement there is the business mixer went over fantastic. Jill and you and Wendy had it there, it was great. A business mixer and including business in Stratford, and then everybody getting excited about it. I talked to a number of business just out on the go, and they're pretty excited about where the town's and what's way moving forward, and including them in some of the talks that we have now, so it's nice to see.
Yeah, I think that's a good vehicle to really
Yeah.
use to get input from the business community on
Yeah.
in terms of how we're spending. As I said at the meeting or at the mixer, it's how we're spending their money. So we want to make sure
Yeah.
we're spending it in ways that they think will benefit them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Best benefit them.
And to me, it's important because they are an important demographic.
Yep.
But their needs or their concerns are not necessarily the same as residents. So if you're
Yep.
speaking to, I spoke with a business yesterday, their counterpart had a theft of $4,000, just like that, recently. So things that may not be as top of mind, you know what I mean? But a business that's watching merchandise walk out the door potentially, or whatever it is, or safety, parking, et cetera.
Yeah.
So it's again, those face-to-face conversations and the connection for others, they learn, and I think it was really positive.
No.
We've heard information on transit, like various things from local business owners, so
Yeah.
it's important. And it was well organized by Wendy, and we will continue to, our goal was to have the group meet monthly or potentially bi-monthly. Obviously, we've had some variations in our planning, but we will get back to it to provide some opportunities
yeah.
in the near future.
Yeah, if everybody's busy, the staff is busy, I understand that, but if somebody could set it up and somebody take the lead, I know Wendy, you're always busy, or Jay, and we take the lead just to have the meeting, and they appreciate that, and I know, the chamber stuff meetings are very positive, Charlottetown and so on, but it's great, there's a lot of people over here that have to do business over here, and a lot of people that open up and they want to stay open up. They don't want to, they want support, right? Like your Mary Brown's and all you're up at the whole dollar store and every that over there in that plaza, and talking to people in Spinco over there, they're doing really well, and I was telling about the mixer, and it's just great how that evolved, and how Stratford is trying to shop local and so on, and over the summer coming up and then Christmas after that, right? So it's tough times out there, but they want all support.
Were you spinning?
What?
Were you spinning?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, okay, yeah. Anyways.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, but anyways, no, but just, it's just, I remember sitting down the mixer, how positive was the input and different business here, Jill, and you guys, you and Wendy led it, Steve talked, and they felt included, right? Included, they felt like acknowledged, and that we care, like we do care for them, and we want to see them survive, right? We don't want business closing down, right?
No.
No, we don't want that, and we want to be positive, and and you got a Dairy Queen coming here, and other stuff, and the AW was over the other side, and hopefully we'll have other people are talking out there in a different business, so it's just it gives positive strength for communities.
Yeah, we had a food truck at the parking lot here today. I noticed the burger truck, yeah.
Yeah.
So, not sure if, I didn't get a chance to visit it, but I'm not sure if anybody did, but
Yeah.
looked pretty good. Yeah.
Well, this year we have our food truck bylaw, I guess, Dale, and then we have our trucks, we'll be able to put them where they're allowed to, right? Yeah, so people, and I guess even down the pavilion down that area, there's gonna be a food truck and so on, so it's steps moving forward and recognizing little things, right? And you know, and small businesses, they work hard. I mean, whatever you're into, they're up early in the morning, they're going 24/7, and they spending that dollar and keep moving forward that way.
Okay, transit report, or transit graph.
So included in your package is our monthly transit summary. On a positive, the ridership numbers are trending upwards, as they have in previous years at this time. I know we had discussed the ridership starting low out of the gate in 2026. It will be interesting to continue to monitor. We could speculate that rising fuel, gas prices, et cetera, could potentially impact ridership, transit ridership positively. But we're on that climb that we've seen in other years, and we will hope that continues. Additionally, there's the breakdown of the midday ridership. That's there for your reference if anybody has any questions, but I think it's all there. And
Thank
I
you.
don't think we're any, in regards to our transit, that's,
No, any comments or oh, sorry, go ahead, Counselor, Chief Administrative Officer.
I know, it's,
Sorry. you
the
finish your
transit,
question.
we're still, the transit agree, like, we're just, that's still, that's,
We're still in the
work
process
in
of
progress.
negotiating that, yes.
okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
No, you're doing a great job. The numbers and everything else is great.
Yeah, hopefully we can get that finalized and be able to get the information that we need to, you know, and the transit system that residents need put in place. So it is something that is being worked on, and hopefully it'll be finalized very soon.
Yes, and that is, and then the next item is mine too, but there isn't a report.
Okay, yeah, well,
I just have a question, Your
oh,
Worship.
sorry, go ahead.
In relation to the intra-town service, I'm just wondering if we can get an update on that as to its function and uptake, and what advertising that we're doing within the community to make folks aware. It is a pilot project of sorts, and we'd like to see that maintained as the town continues to grow in population and facilities. Then more and more businesses will be opening, and it'd be nice to have a well-established intra-community transit system. And I just don't tend to see reports on its usage and what efforts are being made, and I'm sure there's lots, to make residents aware of that service within the community.
We have, unfortunately, the intra-Stratford routes haven't been as popular as we had hoped they'd been, because we did receive quite a bit of feedback of trying to have routes that were designed to allow people to go from home to business and back within a sort of defined period of time. It appears mostly, and then we get some feedback from the T3 operators, that most of the existing users of the intra-Stratford route are simply users that were previous users of the transit system. There are not a lot of new users so far. In terms of marketing, we did meet with the Cassidy brothers and father a week and a half ago out in Cornwall, and that was part of our whole discussion as to, because Cornwall's going through a similar exercise right now in terms of how do we promote the transit system so that more people are aware of it, not only for the intra-Stratford routes, but the transit system as a whole. And then even on our agenda next week with intergovernmental affairs is to, in other municipalities, one of the biggest ways they've increased ridership is by introducing high school students to the transit system, where high school students are close proximity to the transit routes. They take the public transit system, and the ones that are a little bit further away, they take the public school bus system. So it's a great way of introducing it. So it could be a concept that we can try to introduce here within our communities as well. So it is something, the promotion of the transit system is something that we definitely have to improve, not only here, but Charlottetown and Cornwall as well.
Yeah, and this is, that's a good example of how, you know, we may be able to work with the province, you know, municipalities may be able to work with the province to make it a win-win where we solve an issue, and for the students too that have to wait, you know, for an inordinate period of time, where they can take a public transit bus and get to their destination a lot faster than waiting for the school bus.
We do know that there are some high school students at Charlottetown Rural that are traveling from Stratford, can get there in the mornings quicker on the public transit system than they can on the school bus. So
Yeah.
it's those messages that we have to get out there. And then every new rider that gets on the transit system is potentially a new long-term rider
Yeah.
for us as well.
Yeah. Okay, any other comments or questions on the transit system? Okay, if not, thank you for your report, Councillor, and I think you have the next one as well. Intergovernmental Affairs and Accountability, you chair that committee as well?
Yes, I do, but there is no report. Our meeting was postponed and is rescheduled to later this month, so I don't have an update as compared to where we were.
And we will, I guess we've been meeting informally at different events and that sort of thing with our MLAs and with our MP, Kent MacDonald. So we will be having formal meetings in the future with, I think it's next week, Jeremy, we're meeting with MLAs Burridge and Redmond, and we will be scheduling a meeting with, as you mentioned earlier, with Kent MacDonald, our MP Kent MacDonald, and as well as Housing Minister Gregor Robertson's staff as well. So all those things together, I guess, really, there are a lot of intergovernmental activities, I guess, yeah, and meetings and that sort of thing. So we are trying to cooperate with the provincial government, with the federal government, and really look at opportunities for improvement for service for and amenities for our residents.
That's right.
Any other comments or questions in terms of intergovernmental affairs, engagement, and accountability?
Your Worship, and you spoke from the federal communications, which is wonderful. Just wondering, there's quite a bit in the news lately about seniors facilities or care facilities, provincial care facilities to alleviate congestion in the hospitals where seniors are being housed until they can develop proper care facilities. And we've mentioned many times here that it's, we're hopeful that the provincial government will expand upon their inventory of care facilities, and we're even more hopeful that they'll look at locating some within Stratford so that our Stratford residents can stay within the community more than they have the capability of now. I'm just wondering if there's been any communication with the province in relation to that, and anything that might be able to be provided as an update as to whether they're thinking on expanding the facilities, and if so, if they're thinking on Stratford as a location for some portion of that.
I know it has been raised in previous meetings with the MLAs and our MLAs, and I guess all I can say about it at this point, it's an ongoing discussion. Availability of land is one issue, but we do have a property that we may be able to look at, depending on what the priorities of council and the town are, and if this is a top priority. But I guess it also has to do with what the provincial needs are and in the area. And but you're right, it would be great to have a facility here, so residents who need ongoing care to that level would be able to stay in their own community, and it's better for the families as well. Yeah.
And of course, there's other benefits as well in relation to employment opportunities within the community,
Yeah.
and just an overall expanded presence of the provincial government within Stratford.
I will raise it with the next time we meet with, again, with our MLAs. Thank you. Okay, any other comments or questions on the intergovernmental affairs, engagement, and accountability file? Okay, thank you for your report, Councillor. Any inquiries by any member of council on anything about the town at this point? If not, look for the report for other committees. The Stratford Seniors Complex, I'll ask Deputy Mayor Gallant to give us a report.
Okay, thank you, Your Worship. Date April 2nd, Seniors Committee report. Staff are working on getting quotes for planned capital projects for 2026. 2025 working paper file is with the auditors. Vacant units have been filled. Staff and Management Committee are reviewing the Management Committee policy for potential updates. And there are 34 people currently on the wait list. 5 on the list are waiting for a 2-bedroom unit, and 2 on the list has to be moved to the bottom. One person is not a senior yet. And what the age for senior is 65? No. 60? Yeah. 60, okay. Yeah, so that's my report.
Thank you. Any questions or comments for Deputy Mayor Gallant?
No. I just think this, Ronnie talking about a new facility, I think we're just lucky to have this facility that we have now and to keep it afloat. And I know positive comments from Councillor Dowling and so on, but it's a great facility, low-income seniors. It's great. It's
Yeah, I
full
think
looked after.
Councillor Dowling's question was around continuing care facility. The next
Oh,
level
different.
up from this.
Oh, okay,
this
different, yeah, okay.
I think what we'd call the level,
Yeah, yeah,
there's
yeah.
it's independent living
Yeah.
with the seniors our seniors
Sorry,
complex.
I got mixed
yeah.
up there, yeah, thank you.
No,
No,
that's
no,
okay.
no.
Okay. Okay, any comments or questions for Deputy Mayor Gallant? If not, thank you for your report, Deputy Mayor. An appointment to committees, I guess I should have waited to give my information. Maybe Neil, you can put the information that I provided earlier about the new chair of finance is Councillor Jeff McDonald. The new vice chair and new vice chair of finance is Councillor Ron Dowling, and the new vice chair of infrastructure is Councillor Gordy Cox.
Yeah.
So no other changes to the committees, I don't think? No? Okay. No proclamations. Any other business anyone would like to bring to the table at this time?
I just want to add one thing. Stevie talked about this briefly, and I look around the room and I see Rachel and Kim, and I see Jeremy and Dale and Jeannie, and I see Wendy, and I see Phil and Neela, and people come stay late at night with us here and do all this great work that you guys do, and just really want to say appreciate it. Also to Carter back there and Kent Dean, and of course there's lots of other staff that aren't here tonight, but when I used to spend a lot of time in Jeremy Crosby's office, and he would usually send me to one, if not 2 or 3 of the people that are sitting here, or say run into them, talk to those people. Jeremy would listen to me, and then when I got pathetic, he would send me to the right department. In fact, the last meeting I had in Jeremy Crosby's office, I just got so overwhelmed one day, I just said to him, let's just go right back to the very start and tell me what an R1 is and an R2, and let's just go from there. And he took the big map out on the table, and he laughed at me, and we just talked about all kinds of stuff. And then he sent me down to Dale's office, and Dale laughed at me too. But I'm going to miss being in Jeremy's office, and fortunately I get to go to Jeremy Pierce's office, where I've spent the second most time, so I can still do that. But I just want to thank you guys for coming all the time. At nighttime it's not always easy. We all have other things to do in our lives, but it's really appreciate you for all you do and for being here at evening. So thank you.
Thanks, well said. Thank you. Okay, any other business, anyone?
I just want to mention a new business, not new business, this month is Burger Love. And you get a burger.
And you've gone a few times to a few different places, haven't you?
And I believe Fox Meadow, I don't know if it's open yet, but it's opening soon, the Burger
No, I
Love.
already had it.
Yeah, it's already open, so I just wanted to push that Stratford business on. And $1 of the Burger Love goes to Anderson House. It's nice, it's a good fundraiser, and the Anderson House do a great job down there.
The whiskey has one, too.
Pardon?
The whiskey has one, too.
Oh, do they?
Burger, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, McMillan's gonna be mad at me too, I guess. Brian. But anyways, no, that's two businesses, whiskey and Fox Meadows, and support local, so hopefully, that way.
Absolutely, yeah. Any other business anyone would like to bring to the table? If not, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. So moved. We're now adjourned. Thank you.